What's up, YouTube? Introducing myself to YouTube. This is my very first video that I'm putting out. So basically I just want to one, give a shout out to all the barbers. It's a brotherhood. Two, stay safe and stay tuned, because I'm going to sit here and give you guys a brief spill of what I believe barbering is and where I've been in my barber venture. So stay tuned. Okay, starting off, I've been cutting hair since I've been, I say 13. My first haircut was my own. My brother was gone. My neighbor was gone. They were old enough where they didn't even want to deal with cutting my hair anymore, so I took a pair of clippers that we had, which were some wall super tapers, with my very first set of clippers. Man, I sat there, I tied a string around my head, tried to get the clippers to go even with them, and that didn't work. Man, my stuff was patched up, lopsided and everything. So what I did was I just opened it all the way up, went against the grain and evened it all the way out, no shape up or anything. So y'all can imagine. I mean, it was better than going to school with patches in my head and crooked lines. So then I started experimenting with the kids that were younger than I was. You know, the parents didn't want to go pay to get their hair, because they just bring them on over here. And I gave them even Stevens, and I even shaped them up with the clipper, not any trimmers. Who've all been through that? I'm pretty sure most of us have. So it was just a trial and error period at that time. Then I started getting better. I started realizing what the clippers really did. I started realizing what adjustments were, the lever, and I found the guard that my brother had used on me before. So I found that, and that's using geometry and math. I started getting better and working my hand with it, and next thing you know, I started cutting little kids' heads and even cutting my own. So up until that point, you know, coming up, I've been through a lot of ventures besides barbering, and in 2007 I decided to go ahead and grab these. 2007. 46 years old right now, so that means I've been cutting hair for 33 years. So that's why is the title. I feel like I inherit the title of the OG barber. I know I'm one. There's plenty of you out there as well that's probably share just about the same story as I have. So went to barber school in 2007, man, and being a barber really defined what being a barber is when you go through that process. Here in Ohio, it's 1,800 hours. It's an 1,800 hour course. It's about 13, 14 months. So you're spending time with a bunch of guys that you've never known, but you establish a brotherhood. Barbering's just about cutting hair. Anybody can cut hair. You can be a hair cutter. There's a difference. So our instructor told us there's a difference between a hair cutter and a barber, and we'll get to that. So when you're in there, barbering is more than just cutting hair. It's about knowing your client, knowing how to hustle, knowing how to take barbering to a whole nother level. You meet so many different people in this field. You never know what type of impression that you make on some people, on people that come into your lives. That's why we are called innovators, creators, masters of our field, because it's just not about cutting. You can have the best hand in the world, you know, you can have the best designs in the world, but if you don't have barbering etiquette, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I'm not saying anyone does or doesn't, but in my opinion, you have to have barbering etiquette, meaning you have to know how to speak to people, have to know your clientele, have to be diverse. You have to say, for instance, if you come in, you have a very diverse group. You have different color people from different walks of life and background. You have to be able to adapt to that, in my opinion. Also, presentation is key. Presentation is key. Whereas the way you present yourself more. Yeah, I've been doing this afro before the quarantine, but I don't know when I'm gonna cut this off. But every time I think about doing it, these are my receptors, so I'm receiving this. But back to my point that I was making. Even comes down to the tools. these were my basic tools to start out with. I still have these since 2007. These right here. The Andes Max, these are my babies. I've actually had these since 2000. The Style Liners. These were a pair of clippers that I purchased from a fellow barber in barber school, and I hold on to these because he's no longer here. So these classic 76s right here, the beast. These are the beast. I'll show you why I call them the beast. In my opinion, once I do a demonstration. The Andes T-liners, I use those with T-liners so I can get in the corners a little bit better. I also have the black Andes trimmers. These don't have the T-line on them because, you know, some people have smaller heads and smaller outlines and details, so I don't want to use the T-blades to cut their eyebrows. A barber is unique. A hustler. Not meaning hustle drugs, man. When I first went into barber school, I didn't know any one of those guys, and I knew one guy coming up, and that's a guy that introduced me into how to get into the academy, and took the route he showed me, and I was able to go through that program. But as I'm there, we were a bunch of guys, a bunch of men. You know, it's 1,800 hours. You're spending 8 hours a day, 8 to 9 hours a day inside of a school. Whereas we still have responsibilities. We still have children to provide. We have bills, quality of life, and also just security within ourselves. So you build a brotherhood and a bond, and we all work together. You know, if we had a guy, hey, I do IT work. I'm an electrician. We had a guy that did lawn care. A guy did nutrition. Guy sold plates. Guy sold every other thing, and it was just a marketing tool, a networking tool that we used amongst ourselves to be able to survive and come above just being in school. Just think if you had no survival skills, none whatsoever. So a barber is more than just a hair cutter. We're innovators. We are inventors. We're entrepreneurs. We do things to take us to the next level. Even in cutting hair, even in being a barber, titled as a barber. So what made me get back into this, and want to get back into it, my cousin actually gave me the cordless trimmers. He has a shop. He just got another shop that has 4 extra chairs. I said, hey man, you know, watching videos, I'll give a shout out to some of the young cats coming up that inspired me to, you know, to pull that monster back up out of me. Because right now I still do IT work. I'm a truck driver. I flip cars. What else? I do IT work on the side. Whatever that is prosperous and ludicrous and righteous as well, because that's what we do. What inspired me, even the barbers that I've seen on YouTube, I don't know what made me click on the video or whatever. I just saw a nice haircut. As barbers, we recognize haircuts. We'll look, oh man, let me click on that. So I saw, I don't know if you got a 360 Jeezy, Josh the Barber, Bean, MMA, the MMA Barber. If I have your name wrong, I apologize, but you guys inspired me and pulled this, woke up a sleeping giant. So I really appreciate this. I saw those videos, man, and I just went berserk and spent like $1,000 on barber equipment because my cousin, he's like, man, you look, I got a chair for you. He's always been telling me that. He's like, man, I got a chair for you. Like, man, I'm really not trying to get into that right now because I'm moving and shaking and moving. So we came up with a deal whereas I can work 1 or 2 days out of the week, which is 1 weekday and on a weekend. And we came up with a nice set amount to pay, even though he's my cousin in blood. But I don't want him to treat me any differently than what he would any other barber that he would have to come in and lease his booth out to. So in the process of watching the videos, I've watched some demonstrations, some reviews. Picked up about 3 pair of these. I don't know why I picked up 3 pair, because I was so in tune and I like the way they cut. I haven't even taken them out the box yet. I've had them here for about a week. Sun looks like a Wolfman Jack, so I want to try these on here. First, I'm going to zero those out. Also has the absolute hitters. Purchased a pair of these. I just want to see what they're like. You know, the absolute hitters. They say they hit, and you can zero those out. Haven't even powered these on yet as well, so I'm going to go ahead and charge these up, zero gap them, and then use one side and see how they hit. You know, if they do live up to their names, the absolute hitter. Pop this baby open right here. I mean, opening these are the red Fabulous 870s. I couldn't wait to get these in, and I still haven't opened them. But they will get open this weekend, so here they are. I also purchased these as well. Two more, for what reason, I don't know. Just keep one set. Actually, two sets. And I also got the Andis Master Cordless. The Andis, I love the clipper. I saw the reviews, and the only thing I didn't like how loud the motor was, but still, I'm pretty sure they hit, and not having cords hanging all over your clients. So that's one of the reasons why I purchased these. Plus, I'm a Masters man. I like the Andis Masters. Start off with Wall though. You can't go wrong with Wall. So took that into consideration. You know, with the Wall 1900th edition. I may not even open these. I'm just weird like that. You know, not weird. I'm just unique like that. I may just even have them just sitting up somewhere in the corner, just because they have the old school look, and I'm an old school man. I just like old school, man. But I can mix it in with the new school. Like I said, these new barbers, not new, I said these new brothers, brotherhood of barbering has really encouraged me and inspired me to get back into doing something that I really love doing. I'm passionate about it. It's not about the money. It's about interacting with people. It's about changing lives. It's about changing the world, because that's what we can do. So until next time, on the next one, I'll holla. Oh, wait a minute. Also want to check out, I got these magnetic joints right here too. We'll see how these hit. I have all these clip-ons. I have these clip-ons right here. These red joints with the metal clip. I was never a fan of those. They just happened to come with a set of clippers that I had picked up from somewhere a while back. But thank you. Remember, subscribe if it's over there or over there. Hit that ding ding button. Let's support each other. Let's grow. Let's continue on this journey called life and changing lives.